So spectating around the track, give these drivers a massive cheer and round of applause as we announce them onto the rostrum, please. So two-wheel drive, A final, pole position, driving for X-Ray. Put your hands together for Lee Martin. Second place on the grid, driving for Team Associated, Tommy Hall. Third place for Team Associated, Neil Cragg. Fourth place for Team Associated, Jamie Hall. Fifth place, driving for Kyosho, Oliver Natras. Sixth place, driving for Schumacher, Josh Holdsworth. Seventh on the grid for Team Associated, Thomas Phipps. Eighth place for Schumacher, Ben Smith. Ninth place for Schumacher, Luke Holdsworth. And 10th place for X-Ray, Holly Eldridge. That is your A final drivers for the two-wheel drive national here at Herts for the first round of the BRCA 10th Offroad Nationals. Okay, drivers, track is open. Go for your warm-up lap, please.
You're very welcome to two-wheel drive A final leg number 1. Of course, this is the first round of the 2025 BRCA 110th Offroad Nationals from Herts, just north of Ware, about a half an hour north of London in the UK. So Lee Martin for X-Ray has taken pole. These finals are not going to be easy. Big thanks to our sponsors: Schumacher, Speedworks, Model Tune, Rude Bits, FF Racing, SEMCS and RC Disco. I'm going to hand it over to Mark Musgrove now for the commentary in the finals. Enjoy.
So, thumbs up from the grid. Everything is set. Best of order, please. Good luck, drivers. A final leg number 1. Here we go. So off and away we go. Lee Martin leads him off from pole position. Tommy Hall already having a little nibble there into the first corner. Lee Martin holds his line nicely. Brilliant start from these drivers. World-class driving as we've seen throughout qualifying today. And let's see what happens. This is the first leg of the 3-leg finals. Lee Martin brings them round for the opening lap with Tommy Hall right behind him. Then comes Neil Cragg. And Jamie Hall, Oliver Natras. So top 5 just edging out a little bit from the rest of the field. Or they're in grid order at the start. So Lee Martin coming through, centre of the track, over the double he goes. Tommy Hall right there behind him. Those two just pulling away a little bit from Neil Cragg, but not a huge amount. Oh, Lee Martin on 2 wheels just saves it. Tommy Hall was ready for pouncing there. But Lee Martin gets away with it, goes wide onto the straight. Tommy Hall has the opening and into the lead now with this A final. So Tommy Hall, Lee Martin, Neil Cragg just edging up behind those two now, as you can see. So top 3 pretty much chuck a blanket over them. Through chicane they go, over the double in the centre, over the jump. And they're going to go up the hill and back down. Nice driving from these drivers, as you'd expect in the A final. But Tommy Hall brings them round. 1 minute 20 seconds on the master clock already. Lee Martin rolls reverse now. Got to try and put the pressure on Tommy Hall. And Tommy's on the pipe, so Lee Martin back to the point. Neil Cragg looking for a manoeuvre from his teammate all over the back of Tommy Hall now. So it's Lee Martin, Tommy Hall, Neil Cragg and Jamie Hall right there as well. Then Oliver Natras and Ben Smith coming through from the 8th spot. He's up to the 6, and the top 6 now pulled away from the rest of the field, as you can see. Lee Martin's lead 9/10 of a second over Tommy Hall. Very little in then between Neil Cragg Jamie Hall, Oliver Nattrass, Ben Smith and Thomas Phipps trying to go with them, but all our focus goes to the lead because Tommy Hall closing that 9/10 of a second gap to Lee Martin. So it's over 2 minutes gone down the straight to go. Absolutely nothing in it. It's down to 2/10 of a second now, the gap. You can visually see it's come down from 9/10 to 2/10. Lee Martin, Tommy Hall, Neil Craig, Jamie Hall. Those four just pulling away a little bit from Oliver Nattrass. Just takes one little bad bump or something on the track for these drivers for things to change. And Tommy Hall looking around the outside now of Lee Martin. Lee Martin holds the racing line. Tommy's trying to go around him, goes over the top of him, and it's Neil Craig now going to pick up the pieces. You can never write him off. Neil Craig third on the grid, leading this A final. Oh, Neil's had a mistake. It's Jamie Hall now to the point. Jamie Hall, Lee Martin, Neil Craig, Tommy Hall and Ben Smith. Jamie Hall, 3/10 the gap to Lee Martin. Neil Craig just 2/10 further back. Then it's Tommy Hall and Ben Smith, about 1.3 seconds split in the top five. What an A final we are seeing here now. 1.5 minutes to go. Who's it going to be? Who knows? We will find out in a minute and a half. Jamie Hall, Lee Martin try and give him the pressure. Neil Craig, Tommy Hall, Ben Smith. Wow, any of these five. Thomas Phipps still putting the hammer down there in 6, but all the focus is at the sharp end. Lee Martin trying everything he can on Jamie Hall. 1 minute 15 on the clock. Brilliant driving from all these top five. Different teams out there, no team orders, no family orders. Everybody's there racing hard and fair for themselves. .50 seconds to go. Jamie Hall, 2:10 still the gap to Lee Martin. Neil Craig waiting for anything to happen with those two up front once again. And Tommy Hall and Ben Smith also right there in the mix. 35 seconds to go. It's going to be this lap. They're going to probably two more. Neil Craig looking for a move on Lee Martin. Lee Martin wants his full attention to Jamie Hall ahead of him, but he's got to watch his mirrors because Neil Craig is right there with him. Top five, still nothing in it. 20 seconds to go. They're going to hit the line and go one more time. Still Jamie Hall, Lee Martin, Neil Craig. Tommy Hall has a mistake. Ben Smith now to the 4. This is the final lap now. So it's Jamie Hall, Lee Martin, Neil Craig, Ben Smith, top 4. It's between those 4, I would say. Lee Martin putting the pressure on Jamie Hall. Last half a lap to go. Remember, it's only leg 1, 2 more legs to go. Ben Smith's had a mistake, so Tommy Hall back to the 4. But look at these 3 coming to the line. Who's it going to be? Jamie Hall, Lee Martin, Neil Craig. Down the straight to go. And Jamie Hall taking leg number 1 by 1/10 of a second from Lee Martin. Neil Craig 3rd, Tommy Hall 4th. Thomas Phipps will come home in 5th. What a race. And what a start to the Nationals in 10th scale 2025.
Well, Jamie Hall takes leg 1. Right place, right time for Jamie Hall for sure. Able then to take the lead and keep that door firmly closed. Great performance from him. We saw mistakes from Tommy Hall and from Neil Craig, uncharacteristically I would almost say. Join us for leg 2 in a little while. Thanks for watching.